Hello guys, welcome to the fall series. Let me just make sure that stream is on. Give me just 1 second. Go ahead and check that out. So stream, I'm gonna put it right here. There we go. So just making sure that the stream is actually on. No connection. What? Okay, now it's on. Come on. Just 1 more second, guys. And is it on? Should be on. Tell me it's on. It's on. Good. Okay, guys. So I got one chat here. Let me go ahead and check the other one right here. There we go. Just one more thing I need to check before we actually move on. Okay, so let's hope that it works fine. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we are live, guys. Thank you very much for being here. I got 6 new messages. No? Okay. So, welcome to the fall series. Let me just go ahead and focus on the fall series. There we go. So, the spring season had 145 players when we started. We are just entering or just moving out of the round. So, when does this round started? This is in progress. So, this is round 6. This started today, so that means that the patch should have started 9 hours ago. Yeah, so the round where people have just gotten in, so it's 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we're going to be focusing on today, because 5 did start. It started just as the patch was supposed to go through. No, actually, patch was supposed to be last week. So yeah, we're going to go 2, 3, and 4. That's when we know some people may have changed. 5 got us in the middle of the change because the patch was implemented kind of partially, then it was fully implemented. So right now we are full on the patch. But for that, we just need to check things out. Okay, so we got 126 players active. Let me go ahead and get the sequence. What we're going to do is check the first table on each round, rounds 2, 3, and 4, except for, okay, so Claudeus is on round 1, is on table 1. So we're gonna move 1, 2, and 2. So we don't repeat any of the players unless they get on the random maker. So let's go ahead and start first with Claudeus against Zero Me. Let's make sure that this round was not abandoned. It was not. It was expected for Claudeus to win with a 78%. He did win. He did actually win. So let's go ahead and, okay, view game replay. We're gonna see Claudeus' point of view, but first let's go ahead and check. Zero Me, I think, is a German player. Claudeus is a French. There we go. Yes, so Zero Me is a German player against Claudeus, that is a French player. Actually, he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was the winner of last season. So let's go ahead and check first Zero Me's deck out. He's next to Akesha and Taru, the Muna Caregiver. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, up to 1 target character gains fleeting. Flamel, a Dusk, you may return a spell from your reserve to your hand. The support ability, that you may return a spell from the reserve to your hand. This one can anchor from reserve. And finally, the hair at dusk. If you're the first player, target player becomes first player. And if you have 6 or more mana orbs, create a mana moth illusion in my expedition. And the support ability after you. So that is Zero-Me. He also has 2 hungers, rare hungers at that. Let's go ahead check. Let's first go ahead and check Clodeus. So Clodeus right now, he is playing World Sigismore. So I'm guessing this is the Sigismore he took to Worlds. Perhaps just a few more additions, because we did have access to Soar, but I don't think people played it. So we have the Ordis Cadets. When another non-token character joins our expedition, if you control a token, create an Ordis recruit in your companion expedition. When play from anywhere, if you control a token, draw a card. There we go. Also, Kakoba Legion Commander. If you control 4 more characters, characters you control gain 1 boost. So this comes with charge. Create 2 orders, recruit 1/1/1 token in my expedition. And finally, the Ozma. If you control 4 more characters, draw a card. If you have less than 8 mana orbs, create 2 orders, recruit 1/1/1 soldier token in my expedition. There we go. So this is a token generator. Yeah, most certainly a token generator. So like I said, let's go ahead and have Clodeus' point of view. Let's go ahead and go to the end game. Let's hope this doesn't have the potential. I didn't see a spotter. This one doesn't have the potential to freeze the game, but let's see what happens in the end. Okay, so this is a previous Sigismore, of course, with a generating token from day 1. The After You ascends the companion expedition. Bait going to take control of that token with just 1 left. That was enough for him. Token up to token. So you just control a token. So yep, that was not enough, but at least he forced them to play 2 cards, which is actually decent from Zero-Me. So now Clodeus getting rid of the Templar. Okay, just an After You, a technical After You. There we go, an After You from Zero-Me as well. A pseudo After You, no more plays from Clodeus. Goes ahead and wins in the companion side. So takes it away. 1-for-1, still 2 expeditions ahead for Clodeus. Back to Zero-Me as the first player, probably going to get rid of the Gargoyle. No, gets rid of one of the Jack Frosts. After You, of course, right away. Now he gets rid of the Suha. Just draws 1 more card. The Soar on the companion side, on the hero side, sorry, also to give it a boost. Now is a good time to use Bait. Takes it away, but he's still going to be able, not block it completely, because he's able to slip through water, but Clodeus gains another double advance. That means that right now he is 3 expeditions ahead. So this might be a short game after all. No cards in hand for Clodeus. He does get rid of the tiny jail, but he's almost there at the finish line. Let's see how Zero-Me can survive a bit. Going to block once again the Suha. Tooth Fairy for 2 gets rid of the Gargoyle. Just going to play it on the other side. Magical Training for 1. Clodeus needs to pass. Has the Caladrius for 3. Going to get rid of the... Okay, gets rid of the Jack Frost. So still moving forward for Clodeus. Only 1 is going to be playing either with 3 cards or just 2 cards. But he's already there. Still 3 expeditions ahead. Still a commanding commanding lead over Zero Me. I guess he's not going to use anything. He doesn't have enough mana to use everything unless if you control a soldier. Okay. There we go. So magical training draws another one. As pseudo after you. Claudeus is going to use the Off You Go. And the Signet to get rid of... Okay, so it's the rare Signet. So also going to be able to sabotage. So it gets rid of all of Claudeus' cards. He doesn't move forward because even though it doesn't show, there is the token over here. So now no after you. There we go. Now the token is showing up. We have the Prince, a very good card. The Hunger gets rid of everything. And since Claudeus still has some cards to use, I don't think this was a good turn to use Hunger because he's just going to go on the other side. He even gets 2 tokens in. That is it for Zero Me. He does get one more move ahead, but just like that, Claudeus finishes up the game. So that was game number 1. Let's go ahead and have, let's try 3 games from, so not this one. So let's go ahead and have 3 games. So let's go to 95 unless it was not completed. So 95 round 2, Lickborn versus Formax. Let's go ahead and open the 3 ones. It was completed. It was expected for Lincolnborn to win. Yeah, 57% chance, not that high, but the match went according to expectations. So we're gonna have Lickborn's point of view here to check the deck out, and Formax over here. So let's go ahead and have first Formax. So Formax is from France against Lincolnborn that is from Germany. We have a set 4 stable. He does have the Tiny Djinns and the Serengor, so this deck would not be valid as of right now. Let's go ahead and check the uniques. The 3 little pigs. When play from reserve, if you control 1 or more landmarks, you may discard target character with hand cost 3 or less. The Mighty Simbi, when my expedition moves forward, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, draw a card. At dusk, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, draw a card. And finally, the Heiress. If my expedition would move forward during dusk, roll a die. On a 4+, it moves forward one more region instead. And when play from reserve, if you're the first player, I gain 2 boosts. Otherwise, I gain 1 boost. So there we go. That was Formax deck. Let's go ahead now and check Lincolnborn's. So Lincolnborn, there we go. So we have the Fire Rabbit. One play from hand, you may have me gain fleeting. If you do, the next card you play this afternoon costs 1 less. When I leave the expedition zone, if I was fleeting, draw a card. And when play from reserve, you may the reserve ability, you may exhaust target card in reserve. So a very aggressive Fire Rabbit. Haven Bouncer. When play from anywhere, sabotage. When play from reserve, if you control 1 or more landmarks, resupply. And the support ability, the next card that you play from your hand activates his reserve abilities as if it was played from the reserve. And finally, Medusa. When played from reserve, you may send target character to reserve. If you do, create an early token in its control of landmarks. And when I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, if you're the first player, sabotage. So a very good card to have, a sabotage and a discard. Oh, it just sends it to reserve, it doesn't discard. Okay. And you create an airlet. So, okay, not exactly what a Medusa should do, but what can you do? That's a unique that he has. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the end game. First player is gonna be Lincolnborn. So this is a Kojo mirror. Let's see how Lincolnborn does it. So Kojo, and a very good card to start. He's going to gain fleeting, so that means that he actually does get a card at the end of the day. So he's able to draw and get the double advance, even though Lincolnborn is also going to do one single advance. He's going to be able to draw for that card. Was that? Yeah, he is able to draw for that card. Now we have the option of sabotage against unless Lincolnborn wants to use that one in order to try to use a pseudo after you. Nope, goes for his own Simbi. Is blocked right now, still got 1 mana left. Going to use a Fire Rabbit, so he's going to keep his advantage, card advantage up. And at the end of the day, he discards a card from reserve in order to draw. That was what Lincolnborn's unique did. Ooh, hunger. Is he going to get rid of the hunger? Yes, he is. Yeah, I agree. It's too early for the hunger. So Formax just plays his own after you. I think it's not going to be able to block it. Still 1 mana left. Nothing from Lincolnborn. Once again, he uses the Fire Rabbit, but this time, why did you do that? You were already winning. Not sure why he decided to do that. Oops, sorry, it was supposed to be like this. Okay, so Lincolnborn. Now it makes sense. Lincolnborn is way, way ahead. He sabotages right away. The Quargan Operative will be able to sabotage later. Gets rid of the Quargan Agent most likely in order to do the advance. Yeah, gets rid of it right away. The Haven Serengar in order to block. So recovers a little bit. Formax recovers a little bit, but still 2 expeditions behind. Parliament of Ashes goes away. We are at 7, still not in range for the hunger. And Lincolnborn is the first player. He's just going to do the Skybound Odyssey. A very good time to use it. Going to use both his cards in order to have strength in both sides. So they don't ascend. They don't ascend here. Oh, both of your expedition ascend. There we go. It is Lincolnborn's name is covering it, but he actually did ascend. Gets rid of a card right there, but still able to move forward. So right now, Lincolnborn is in winning position. That's 6 to do the double advance. He does get the double advance with that Heiress. So Formax also in a chance to bring this to a tiebreaker if he can pull it off. So is he going to do okay? There we go, and he also has 2 boosts. So right now gets the draw. Both expeditions ascend. Going to block, no, going all out on the companion side, just 2 mana left. Tiny Jin in order not yet blocking, but it's not enough. So it all comes down to the roll. He gets a 3. If he would have gotten a 4, he actually would have been able to catch up and have a tiebreaker arena. But in the end, Lincolnborn, I'm sure he was sweating because he was also running out of cards. He's not able to move forward, and just by the tiniest margin, Formax doesn't, because he actually got a 3. If he got a 4, we would have had another day, of course, with both players really exhausted in cards, but we would have had another day. So just like that was the second match, of round 2. Let's go ahead and have the next one. Is going to be 103. So let's go to 103. 103 is DDK Tipsy on round 2. First, let's go ahead and check if it was abandoned. It was not. and open it twice more. So this is going to be, let's go ahead and check. Oh, it was expected for Simonski actually to take the win with a 65% chance, but DDK Big Tipsy defied the odds and actually became the top player, actually became the winner of the match. So let's go ahead and have this Polish versus Belgium player. So Simonski is a Polish player, Big Tipsy is from Belgium. Let's go ahead and check their decks out. This is the Sierra 2. Let's see if he's going to have... is he going to have to correct it? Yes, because he's using common grams. So he is going to have to adapt his deck. Even though he also has the option to do it. If he doesn't want to change anything, he can just change the grams. That's the only thing that's giving him some problems. So let's go ahead and check his unique. Ada Lovelash, 004. When you play a permanent with hand cost 3 or more, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain 1 boost for each landmark you control and play from anywhere, draw a card. So this is actually a very good card. You need it to be about late game, but it gains 1 boost. So if you have been playing landmarks that we know that Sierra loves to do, she's actually going to get at least 3 boosts. So it's kind of a 3-3-7 for 3. Not bad at all. Also, Paju, Axiom Pilot. You may sacrifice another robot or permanent if you do draw a card. And that is play from anywhere. The support ability, create an airlet token in your landmarks. And the Daughter of Yggdrasil. When play from anywhere, you may pay 1 if you do create a Brasbug 2/2/2 in each of your expeditions. So this is much stronger than I thought. And when play from reserve, target opponent draws a card. So doesn't give the draw from hand, gives it from reserve. So you can actually sacrifice her from reserve in order to avoid it. Interesting strategy from Simonski. Let's see how well he piloted. We know the end result, but we can also check how well he piloted it. Now, this is the full series Ekesha. Thank you very much, Bitipsy, for making sure that you don't use another deck. This is the Studio's Disciple. You may control one of your landmarks. I gain 2 boosts. That's when play from hand. Also, when play from hand, you may return a spell from your reserve to your hand. And when play from reserve, you may, and the next spell you play this afternoon costs 1 less. That is when you just support ability. The Suha Kuorgan Operative. When I leave the expedition zone, sabotage. If my expedition is behind, you may have target character other than me gain 1 boost. Not too bad when play from anywhere. Another Suha, when I leave the expedition zone, sabotage. When I leave the expedition zone, if I was fleeting, create an airlet token in your landmarks. So both when I leave the expedition zone, it doesn't say when I go to the reserve. So this can be activated even if your opponent sends it away. And this Suha is also when I leave the expedition zone. There we go. So now let's go ahead and move on to the end game. Okay, there we go. So probably an after you. Yeah, starts right away with an after you. Foundry Armorer, a very good way to open the game. Just goes ahead with the Baba Yaga in order to draw and move at least on 1 expedition ahead. Almost every Izmir player I see uses the Baba Yaga. And the Baba Yaga, even from the reserve, the rare one, sorry, I meant the rare one. The rare one is a 3/2/2 for 2. That means that it allows you to use something of cost 2. And then even gains an advantage on an expedition that you may want. Uses a jellyfish on the companion side. Gets rid of the armorer if he was trying to use that. Also with a resupply. So he just uses hooked, brings it to the other side to at least try to threaten a bit. And the Baba Yaga blocks it completely. So Simonski played a gamble. It didn't work out. So only Bitipsy moves on ahead. The card advantage is on Bitipsy's side right now. There we go. The Caladrius once again doing its thing. ready to do its thing. After you, most likely. There we go. Yep, the after you has the other after you with the it is blocked right now. The foundry armor once again. That is going to sacrifice the jellyfish and gain to boost, but with the Caladrius, it is just going to take the token away and keep up his advantage of 1 expedition ahead, 1 for 1 once again. Be Tipsy controlling very well the game pacing, which is exactly what you want to do as an Izmir player. I think the Pacify is going away, yeah. On the same side, nope, he tries to push on both sides, just going to sabotage that hooked and get a resupply. The Caladrius is not going to be able to move forward. The Ogun is going to help on the other side. Right now, the Suha is able to block right with the just right amount. Once again, the 1 for 1. Going to get rid of magical. Yeah, going to get rid of the magical. And once again, sabotage. So once again, Simonski is running out of options. Doesn't have anything to sabotage, so gets rid of it right away. The Suha once again on the right side this time to get things done. The Opera, interesting, a Sierra using an Opera. Doesn't draw any cards. Uses Hook to move it to the other side. Decided it really does only bothers but doesn't move forward. So right now he uses, in order to get rid of the Opera, uses another card to get rid of the Opera. Going to go ahead and move on 1 for 1 with just a 1 hand. With a cost 1 card. With a hand cost 1 card. There we go. Gets an airlet and sabotages because the Suha is a double sabotage. We are at 8 mana, no hunger right now. I'm not sure if he has a hunger. Uses the Abandoned Depot to draw a card. And going to place a token on the companion side, not bad, but the Fairy Fox is able to do his thing. Sacrifices a permanent. Its controller resupplies. There we go. So, not sure what is going to happen. Just draws 1 more card. He doesn't have anything. And off you go. This could... Okay, gets rid on the hero side. Uses the Caladrius on the companion. So, no movement from Simonski this turn. Once again, being fully controlled by the Akesha player. Going to get rid of the off you go, obviously. This could be a turning point from Simonski. If he's able to get things moving, he may be able still to bring it back. But there is the Suha. Well, this doesn't sabotage twice, but still the Suha is something right there to take care of. The dropship in order to get 1 brass bug right there. The after you. The Axiom Pilot right now going to sabotage the permanent in order to get 2 more, to draw a card and get good things on. Going to get rid of, just gets rid of 1 brass bug. And with the 3 mana left, he's going to try to push on both sides. Nothing as of right now, but with the 3 mana left, he's going to be able to move forward on the hero side, and with that, Bitipsy takes the game away. I'm not sure what happened to Simonski, if it was that he didn't actually get any hives, but it was pretty interesting to see a player that didn't run for the hives right away if he had them. So that was Bitipsy. Now let's move on. The last one, let's go to 47. Last one of round 2. So this is going to be Christoph Coate against Frankie Goesto. It was expected from Frankie to win with us commanding 70%, and that was actually exactly what happened. Let me... Oh, sorry. I forgot to open it one more time. So we're gonna have Frankie Goesto's deck first. Then we're gonna check. Sorry, we're gonna have Christophe Coates' deck first. This is a French player against an Italian player. So Frankie is an Italian player. Let's go ahead first and check Christophe. So Christophe has the Trace Cycles set 6 version 1.0. He doesn't have Grems. Does have Dr. Frankenstein, so this deck will have to get changed in order to adapt to the new reality. Also has the common restocking station which is something that will need to be changed. So that is Christophe. Let's go ahead and check his uniques. The Gian Assembly Overseer, when you play from hand, resupply. And the support ability, you may activate the arrow abilities of target permanent you control. Then we got another Gian Assembly. You may put a card from your hand in reserve if you do resupply. And once again, the support ability, you may activate the arrow abilities of target permanent you control. And a third Gian Assembly, when play from hand resupply, you may activate the arrow abilities of target permanent you control once again. So that was Christophe Coates. Let's forgot to choose this one. Let's go ahead and check Frankie's deck out. This is the deck is Draw, just called Draw. Let's see. Well, there were no Lyra bans. Just curious if actually this one takes Dr. Frankenstein. No, it doesn't. So let's go ahead and check the Martingale, a Dusk, up to one target character with hand cost 3 or less other than me. Gains Anchored. When played from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, you may cycle a spell to your hand. And the support ability, the next card you play this afternoon costs 1 less. We also have the Flamel. When I go to the reserve from the Expedition Zone, you may return a spell from your reserve to your hand. When played from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain 1 boost for each card in each player's reserve, so that means that is equivalent to a rare Anansi. And the Aloe Vera at noon resupply. At dusk, if one or more characters with hand cost 3 or less. At dusk, up to one target character with hand cost 3 or less other than me gains Anchored. And also at dusk, you may cycle a spell from the reserve to your hand. There we go. Pretty good uniques from Frankie. Not surprised he is so high in elo. He actually doesn't play the festival. So that is Frankie's deck. Now let's go ahead and go to the end of the game. Frankie is moving first. Both decks 39 cards, so they are completely optimized. I'm guessing he's going to go for the Aloe Vera. Yeah. Cannot anchor, but at least it's something to do right there. So the resupply, there we go. So 1 for 1. No permanence right now to use the ability, but he may be able to get 3 tokens. Christophe may be able to get 3 tokens right now. So not with this situation. Gets rid of the permanent right away. Uses Christophe Coates, gets 1 token in. Uses the Hathor on the other side. Going to lose 2 cards from the reserve. But at least he did get to move forward. Going to lose both Aloe Veras. Okay. Interesting. He had to just adapt to what he was dealt. Christophe does send card to mana. Gets something that he also wants from hand. Draws 1. Gets a resupply. The Hathor that's going to allow a little bit of play. There we go. So returns the Inkcaster to hand. That was the most logical thing to do. Going to return the... I'm guessing no. I thought it was going to return something else. So nothing else for him to do. Going to activate the ability in order to gain another boost. can just get one more boost. He's going to block right now because he's going to get one boost and one boost on top of that in order to go to 3. And just for good measure, is going to open up the option to have those 5 tokens. He actually didn't need to resupply right there. I think that was a mistake to resupply because he's going to lose 1 card. There we go. The Dr. Frankenstein going to lose the frozen delivery most likely. So the Requiem returns to hand. There we go. So the draw machine of Trace is up and running right now. That Dr. Frankenstein to get another card in reserve. I'm sure not what he wanted, but that's what he got. The restocking station, in order to keep using that Dr. Frankenstein, gets rid of the Dr. Frankenstein right away. Paju, the Axiom Pilot, on the companion, blocked right now by the unique. Puts a card down, but the unique also gets lots of cards, lots of boosts right there. 1 mana left. Going to push on the hero side with 3. Just for good measure. He actually didn't need it. Going to get rid of 2 cards in order to play the Requiem in order to get rid of the restocking station right away. He doesn't want to deal with that. So he allows another movement from Christoph Coate. Still Christoph Coate 1 expedition ahead. Going to return 1 card, going to get rid of 2. Keeps up the Requiem just in case. The Macpen Hoarder is going to be big right now. He's going to be a 3 for 2 cost. But first decides to draw just for good measure to see what Christoph wants to do. Puts a rare Grems down. Paju right there in order to threaten a little bit. Going to cost 1 less. So this is a Requiem for 2 to get rid of the, once again, getting rid of the permanents. Restocking station once again from Christoph. The Inkcaster goes right there. No, he doesn't get rid of anything. The Macfen Quarter is going to be 3 and fleeting. Gets rid of the Macfen, I'm guessing. Yeah. No more play from Frankie. Going to use a restocking station on the Grems just for good measure. So Christoph Coate puts 2 expeditions ahead. 2 expeditions from winning as well. Christoph Coates decides to put Court of Mana. Draws and puts a card down. There we go. So we're going to play an After You with the Amelia Earhart. The same goes for Frankie. Don't think he's going to get rid of anything right now. No, he doesn't. Puts a card down and gains... Oh, returns a card. There we go. He's blocked right now. So with... And the second, we see the second Frankenstein in. Once again, Frankie just passing the turn. Okay, so he plays on the Reef. And this time he's going to put a card down and going to get the boosts. Going to say the Frankenstein? Yeah, he's going to say the Frankenstein. So with that, he gets rid of 1 card in order to give Anchored. Gets rid of 2 cards in order to play something for free. There we go. So the Inkcaster is going to return the... Most likely going to return the Magical Training. And is going to lose the Amale, I'm guessing. Oh no. Yeah, that's right. Because the Contortionist doesn't use space. Yeah, I had forgotten about that. There we go. Once again, the After You. And gets one of the cards that you want to see right away on your hand. Going to lose one card, the Amale. The Amale is not the threat right here. It was right there with the Anansi. Going to be a 6. Going to use... He's going to switch it up. Yeah, he's going to switch it up. Going to give the 4 boost to the Flamel and going to use it on the other side. So he cannot get rid of things with his Frankensteins, but at least he can keep on sabotaging. First, he makes sure to use his restocking station. No, yeah, he's going to sabotage. Uses the other card. So right now he is threatening, going to get rid of that card. Once again, no, decides to go all out, putting character to sleep. So that is enough for the double advance from Frankie. Takes it away from Dr. Frankenstein. So this is the double advance from Frankie, bringing it back from a almost losing position with that sleep, that twinkle twinkle. The sabotage right there gets rid of the twinkle twinkle. And the resupply from Frankie. And MacFang, not too bad, but not exactly what you wanted to see. Probably going to use the Lyra in order to draw and get a card on... Try to get a resupply. There we go, draws and does get the resupply. So the MacFang is a threat right now. He also had draw the Acapella, so the Acapella is also something good to have. The Grems is placed down. The Acapella, like I said, going to get rid, most likely, of that Paju. Nothing to sabotage, so just go. Nothing to send to reserve, so just giving 2 more tokens to that restocking station. Going to get back the Lyra, going to put down. Still nothing on the field by Frankie. Takes the fleeting from the Frankenstein. Going to use the Grems. Going to crush his early token in order to push on both sides. There we go. 3 boosts. Still not there, but has a Lyra on hand. 3 more boosts right there for that. He is already winning. Going to anchor. And just for good measure, is going to give fleeting to 2 characters. So even though he was using the restocking station, everything from Frankie is discarded. Up to 2 target characters. Yeah. So we are moving into the tiebreaker. A very good game to watch right now. 1 card left for Frankie. The resupply does it. After you once again. There we go. Nothing to... Oh yeah, he could have augment the restocking. He decided not to. Uses a very good card to have right there. Going to take the... He is... Right now, he's just passing turns in order to try to draw something else. The Kilon Elemental. Going to put the... Yeah. Going to put the... What was his name? The Gibble to sleep. And just like that, he turns around the game. And Frankie ends up winning by saving that Twinkle for the very last second. It was a good try from Christoph. He actually got the game. It looked like he was going to have the game. But in the end, it was the Twinkle Twinkle from Frankie that did close up the game. We're moving now to round 3. We already saw Claudeus, so we're going to move to Sarp versus Idyllic. Sarp is a Chilean player. Idyllic, I don't know exactly where he is from. It was expected for Sarp to win with a 54%. So let's go ahead. Here we're gonna see Sarp points of view. But first we're gonna go ahead and check his deck. First we're gonna check Idealist's deck. Idyllic is from the US against Sarp from Chile. Let's go ahead and check this. The Teja World Cup. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get something to drink. There we go. Okay, so this is a Deja player. That means that he can continue using his deck. He has the option. It is his prerogative. Sorry, if he wants to change the deck, but he doesn't need to. The Lyra Thespian. If you control 2 or more boosted characters, up to 1 target character gains a sleep. Play from anywhere. If you control 2 or more, 1 play from reserve. If you control 2 or more plants other than me, up to 1 character gains a sleep. So this is a control Thespian. Muna Caregiver. If you control 2 or more plants other than me, up to 1 target character gains a sleep. If you control 3 or more, that is 1 play from hand, 1 play from anywhere. If you control 3 or more characters, up to 1 target character with hand cost 3 or less other than me gains anchored. This one gives anchored from reserve as well. The Isunboshi. When play from anywhere, you may pay 1. If you do, up to 1 target character gains a sleep. When play from hand, if you control 2 or more plants other than me, up to 1 target character gains a sleep. You may have it gain 2 boosts. And when play from reserve, the next character you play this turn gains 1 boost. So this is obviously because he's using the Lyra Festival. So he wants to try and get more things to sleep, not only with the beauty. I don't see him using the counting sheep, but that is his strategy. That is his prerogative as well. Let's go ahead now and check Sarp's deck out. So this is called Kojo 2026. He has 2 Hungers, the Tiny Jin, so that means that he will have to change the deck. He has the Serengars and the Jin. Let's go ahead and check his uniques. We have the Scatty, a Dusk if I'm in Mountain, draw a card. 1 play from the support ability. The next character you play this turn gains 1 boost. The Priya Bravo Signaler. When my expedition moves forward, create 2 airlet tokens in my landmarks. When play from reserve, target character in play or in reserve gains 1 boost. And the support ability, the next card you play this turn loses fleet. The Amarok, if I'm the only character in my expedition, sabotage. When another character joins my expedition, sacrifice a character in my expedition. And the support ability, exhausted resupply. So let's go ahead and move to the end of the game. There we go. So Sarp against Idyllic. EDC is Sarp against Idyllic. Sarp is the first player. That means that we're going to see Buddha today. He may decide to go Parliament of Ashes as the first play. He does. Parliament of Ashes as the first play. The Dracena on the other side. No need to do anything else. So it's a 1-for-1. He had it there safe just in case, but since this is not a Bazira, the Fire Rabbit was not going to do that much damage. Probably going to get rid of the Tiny Jin, yeah, because he can use now the Serengar and the... Yeah, he can move forward on both. No, not right now. So he cannot move forward on both sides. Just goes ahead and moves on 1. Uses the Serengar just for good measure in order to also block. So 1-for-1 once again, keeping up the stalemate. Going to get rid of the Serengar right now. Interesting. So he doesn't think he might be able to draw again. Okay. Pushes right there with the unique in order to sabotage. The Requiem in order to get rid of the Parliament of Ashes. Nothing else that can be targeted right now. And the Serengar. No, he actually decides to get rid of the Aloe Vera. I thought he was going to use the Serengar on the other side. So the Aloe Vera right now gaining the boost. Once again moving forward. And gets rid of the Soul in order to give it anchored once again. So once again a 1-for-1. Idyllic defending very well against that sabotage and that discard. So card from each player. The Parliament of Ashes most likely going to get its second use right now. The Colorful Kuko on the hero side with the boost and the anchor. The Parliament of Ashes, like I said. is going to, okay, he's going to sabotage right now, still moving ahead, going to get rid of that card, still moving ahead, like I said, going to put this card, this one to sleep, and the Isenboshi is not going to do anything right now. So the Parliament of Ashes, even though ideally gets the second double move, that Parliament of Ashes saved him probably from ideally setting up something else. So the Buddha right there, the Serengar for good measure. Once again, given the after you. Did Tsar pass? Okay, gets rid of the... Not sure what went down right there. That costs 1. And he sacrifices the other... He sacrifices the very Amarok in order to get blocked. Not sure why he did it that way. This Serengar is placed... Funny, I don't know why. He does have both cards. I'm guessing he does have both cards. Being able to recover a little bit. There we go. The Spindle being protected by the Floral Tent. Once again, going for the same side, giving it Rage so he can gain 2 boosts. Right now he is winning. Forces every card he has. Once again, the Fire Rabbit going to gain the boosts. Just plays the Isenboshi on the other side, but still got 4 mana and puts one of the Fire Rabbits to sleep. So that means that the Isenboshi on the other side is able to win. And with the Serengar, he's just trying to draw. So 1 for 1 once again, both in a winning position. An Isenboshi is drawn. And I think with the Rage, this could be it. Decides to use the Rage from reserve first, protecting his card. The After You from Idealic. The After You from Sarp. Not moving forward right now. He's moving forward right now. The Rage in order to give it 2 boosts. The Requiem to get rid of the Fire Rabbit. No, gets rid of the Tiny Jin. This could be big because right now comes the Isenboshi and Idealic doesn't have anything else, and just with the Isenboshi moving on both sides, Sarp is able to take the game. I think it was a better move to get rid of the Fire Rabbit, but he was kind of aiming to go on the side that it looked like he had little chances, and in the end Sarp is able to make it just in the nick of time to get that point in. So that was table number 2, guys. Let's see how Sarp is doing in the rest of the tournament. So he started well, a win, a win, a win. He lost, a win, and a loss. That means that he is not in such a good place in order to take the top position, especially using a meta faction that is Bravos. But let's see what happens in the next few days. So now let's move to number 29. That will be Cackle 78 against Saphira. No, Saphira, sorry, DDK Saphira. Was this abandoned? It was not. So we're gonna watch it from Cackle's point of view. Once again, we're gonna check Cackle's deck. But first, let's go ahead and check DDK Saphira 90. So I have never heard of these players. One is from Belgium, Saphira is from Belgium, and Cackle is from France. Saphira is a female player, just like I guessed from the Saphira, and Cackle is French, so he is right there. Oh, I think you cannot see the... Or probably not completely. Yeah, you can partially see Cackle right there. So let's go with Saphira's deck. She's using RL, Kojo, and Buddha. That's the name of the deck. Tiny Jins, so they need to be replaced. Also, Serengars, they will need to be replaced. The hunger is right there. Only one hunger in the whole game. Parliament of Ashes. So this is a traditional Kojo. Let's go ahead and check the Blade Dancer. I have Seasoned. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain 2 boosts. And when played from reserve, Sabotage. Ouroboros Trickster, when played from reserve, you may pay 1. If you do, roll a die. On a 4+, I gain 2 boosts. On a 1 to 3, I gain 1. When I leave the expedition zone, draw a card. Very good card right there. The Hatter, when played from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, draw a card. Target character gains 2 boosts. And the support ability, up to 1 card to hand cost 3 or less, gains Anchor. There we go. Sorry. So that is especially, it doesn't have the Haven, so not sure if this is a previous strategy because the Hatter wants to put something in reserve, but you will not get anything from that. Let's see how that plays out. On the other hand, we have Cackle. So Cackle right here, using Tiny Jins and using Serengar. So this deck will need to get changed. This is Kojo stats. We have the Hunger, the Leviathan Spotters, the Talarian. Okay, so this deck will test if the replay feature, like we saw last time, was a little bit broken. If it can now move forward because of the Leviathan Spotter, or if this will be a victim of the previous patch. So we have the Enhanced Prototype. When played from reserve, you may spend 1 of my boosts. It has to be 1 of his. If you do, ready 2 mana orbs. When played from hand, put the top card from your deck in your mana zone as an exhausted mana orb. And when you play another character, I gain 1 boost up to a max of 3. The Kaibara, I have Gigantic, I have Tough 1, a Task Sabotage, a complete Leviathan Beast. The next card that you play this turn gains 2 boosts. And finally, the Lernayan Hydra. I gain 1 boost per mana orb in your mana zone. That's played from anywhere. Also play from anywhere. You will put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, you may discard target character or permanent. A very good card to have. Of course, it is cost 7. That means that this is an endgame card, as well as a Kaibara. But let's see what happens right now. So that is Cackle's deck. Let's go ahead now and go to the end of the game. There we go. So 3 cards go to mana. We have Buddha on turn 1. Oh, we'll be switching Buddha. So just right away gives the boost to Buddha and draws a card. The Haven Bouncer to get rid of that card, not being able to draw again, but he already got the use out of it. So a 1-for-1. That was a good reply from Saphira. And Cackle taking advantage of that card right away. Haven Warrior goes to mana. Haven Warrior is able to block right now. 3 mana from Saphira. Uses the Serengar in order to block it right there. The Rage that can only go on the Buddha, going to give it 2 boosts. So that means that it is going to be moving forward. It's going to be a 1-for-1 once again, with 2 cards being played by each. Of course, the cards from Cackle go to reserve. Hunger right there from Cackle, going to get rid of. I think it only had 1 hunger, if I'm not mistaken. This was the only 1 hunger player. I think it was. So the Serengar right there, in order to give that card advantage, being faced by his very own Serengar, going to gain the boost in order to give it to Buddha. Yeah, going to give it to Buddha. The Rage right there in order to give the 2 boosts and the potential to draw. 2 mana left, going to get rid of the Serengar. At least he is going to be able to draw. And then is it a double advance from Cackle? I'm going to have to leave you 1 second. Okay, guys, sorry. I had to answer the door. And we have a potential double advance right now from Saphira. Wants to play a double Buddha. No double advance then. But at least he gets Buddha for another day. A 1-for-1 once again. 2 expeditions ahead from Kako. Sí, yo contesté. Es para mí. Ya me lo bajan en recepción. Gracias, mi amor. Sorry, from Saphira. Saphira is going to take the double Buddha once again. Decides not to play the rabbit right away. Wants to save the rabbit for another time. The hare, sorry. It is tied right now. Brings it back. And Saphira has nothing left. At least she is moving forward. With the Priya is going to get another airlet right there. Going to get rid of one of the hares, of course. The Buddha once again. The triple Buddha. Could we have a fourth Buddha? The Lion and Hydra. I think this is basically a good game. There we go. So the Lierna is going to put one card down. Going to get rid of a card. So no more play from right there. If Saphira is able to save it, the Talarian Skater. There we go. Going to get a boost, and that's it. That was not enough. She's going to get the advance, but Cackle just brings it all in, and just like that, Cackle takes the game. So that was game number 2 from round 3. There we go. So now let's go ahead and move on to, that was 29. Let's move now to 62. So 62 is right here. Ducky Fit K against Justin 31. We're gonna be moving now. After this one, we're gonna be moving to round 4. 2 more matches after that, and we're gonna be calling it a day. So Ducky Fit K, it was what was expected. Ducky Fit K with a 74% chance of winning. It was completed fully, so we're gonna have Ducky Fit K's point of view right here. Also, we're gonna check his deck, but first, Justin 31's deck. So this is a French player against a Singaporean player, the player from Singapore bringing it all in. There we go. So let's go ahead and check the deck out. This is a Lyra Festival, nothing that needs to be changed from Justin right now because this is a Lyra deck, but let's check his uniques. When played from hand, you may discard a card from your reserve if you do Sabotage. Being a fan, this is pretty simple to have lots of cards in reserve. Deepa Mola, when I leave the expedition zone, roll a die on a 4+ Sabotage. When played from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain 2 boosts. And the support ability, you may exhaust target card in reserve. I forgot to mention that the Tinkerbell also has the ability, when played from anywhere, put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do up to one, so you put a card down to anchor one character, and you can get rid of it in order to sabotage. And the support ability of the one target character will have cost 3 or less gains anchor. And finally, the Hydracina. If you control 1 or more landmarks, I am eternal. At noon, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, draw a card. And the support ability, draw a card direct. There we go. Now let's go ahead and check Ducky Feet K. GZZ Duck Feet K. Duck Feet K only. CG control set 4. His uniques, the council, the abilities of characters facing me can activate the from anywhere from hand from reserve. If you control a token, draw a card. Not too bad for a cost 3. That means that this will not work on day 1 from now on, but it will work from day 2 onwards. The Baba Yaga, at dusk, if you control 3 or more characters, draw a card. So not what you want to have also on day 1, because you would have only 2 characters. And Silas, Cryptic Warlock, if you control a token, draw a card. And the support ability, when another token, the passive ability, sorry, when another character joins your expedition, I gain 1 boost up to a max of 2. So that is it in terms of uniques. Let's go ahead and see. He says this is a control. So let's go ahead and see how well it works. Okay, the Opera House right now. The Crier. Going to draw that card. He doesn't need to play anything else. He can. He can in order to do the double advance. So Duckfeed K gets a double advance. So the Crier is going to go to at least 2 boosts right now. And the potential of going up to 3. Oh, sorry, 2 boosts. There we go. Going to block the Martingale, I'm guessing. Nope. Gets rid of the Studio's Disciple. Draws once again. Will-O-Wisp on the companion side. So, okay, you play those games. Very good. So that means that I am going to draw this turn. 1 for 1 with a draw from Duckfeed K. Still keeping his 2 expeditions ahead. There we go. So gets rid of the Rallying Call. Could have saved him. I would have gotten rid of the Jack Frost. Draws right there. Gets rid of the Martingale in order to have it cost 1 less. And gets another Opera House in. Going to block the Will-O-Wisp. This is a Hatter, so that means that it is not drawn, but uses his very own Hatter. Going to block it with the Crier and going to put he's going to put the Crier to sleep. Also the token. The Hatter is not going to be put to sleep. That means that the Hatter is going to move forward. Once again, a 1 for 1, and Duckfeed K keeps up his 2 expedition advantage. Moves on to the other side. First player now for Duckfeed K. I'm guessing he is going to sacrifice perhaps a movement today in order to play his carrier. No, he first wants to see what is going on. The Jack Frost right there to block the Hatter. Puts a cappella training on that. Now he does play the carrier. The Cloth Cocoon to get rid of the Jack Frost right there. No more play from Duckfeed K. The Hatter is able to two more, and plays the Counting Sheep once again. So going to put everything to sleep once again. Going to be a single advance from Justin, bringing it back. Moving forward, 1 more expedition. Still lots of strength on that hero side, putting everything to sleep like that. Going to get rid of one of the Hatters, and he actually ran out of cards. So this is a very big advantage from Duckfeed K. He's even going to sacrifice his potential control. Lyra Festival. No, this is the common one, so no, Lyra Festival doesn't go there. Returns a card to the hand. Lyra Signet. Going to draw and resupply. He doesn't get the resupply. The Baba Yaga. Potential to put him in a good chance right there. Ooh. That a cappella training is big. Going to get rid of one of the Counting Sheep. The Will-O-Wisp right there. Not sure why he went for the Will-O-Wisp right there. Still the double advance from Duckfeed K. Perhaps he just wanted to have it in reserve. Finally, the table is cleared from Duckfeed K. But he's already in a winning position. He has the winning hand right now. Oh, the Hydracina could come big to save him a little bit. Draws a card. Gets that magical training, so he's going to be able to draw 1 more. 2 magical trainings, going to be able to draw 2 more cards. Gets rid of the Hydracina to draw another 1, so the magical training, 1 more draw. He needs something to do. The last play right there puts the token to sleep and gives it 2 boosts. Counting sheep. So he is going to try and get the festival win. Is that what he's doing? Studio's Disciple for 1. The festival for 4, but still need the fleeting. Magical training for 1. So he didn't get the fleeting. He actually probably wanted to use that fleeting that he used last time. He would have wanted to save it for now. If he would have had the fleeting, he would have won. But unfortunately, he didn't have fleeting. So that means that this is actually the end of the game. And Jackie Fit K wins. It was a close call. He did get 2 asleep, 1 anchored, but he was missing the fleeting. So in the end, it was just 1 mana away from having that fleeting. If he would have kept, how many did he use? So he used 1 a cappella training, and it looks like he was fishing from that a cappella training, but didn't get it. So in the end, it was Duck Feet K that got the win. So we're now moving to round 3, guys. Oh, sorry, to round 4. We already saw Claudeus. So we're going to go to PST, to BIS, and GDR Hispam. Let's hope that they didn't. So PST to BIS, and this one played to the end. It was expected from Hispam to win, but it was actually PST to BIS that defied the odds. 26% chance based on Elo to win the game. We're gonna have first, we're gonna check his deck out, and then we're gonna have first Hispam decks out. So Hispam is a Spanish player. So Beast is from Italy. Italy, right? He is from Italy indeed. And let's go ahead and see. So we have the Fall Series from Hispam. Thank you very much. O te lo digo en español porque puede que me estés viendo. Muchas gracias por dejar tu mazo con el nombre para no confundirnos nunca. So, let's see. Does he takes the common 1 common Grem, and that's the only thing that he'll have to change. No, he also has 1 common restocking station. So he'll have to get 2 changes to the deck. That means that he will most likely be able to adapt. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and check his uniques. So this is Gabroche. I always is Garboche. Gabroche. When played from reserve, create an airlet in your landmarks. When played from reserve, if you control a character in each of your expeditions, create an airlet token in your landmarks. Otherwise, create 1 in each player's landmarks. Not tough to pull it off, but you need to have him at the end. Otherwise, you're going to be giving your opponent an airlet. Wingsuit Jumper. When play from hand, you may rush. If you do, draw a card. When I leave the expedition zone, if I was fleeting, target character in reserve gains 1 boost. Merlin, Scout 3. When play from hand, or when you use a Scout ability, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, you may send to reserve any number of target characters with total mountain cost of 4 or less. And the next card you play this turn gains 1 boost as a passive ability. So that is his spam. Let's go ahead and see Tobis, what he actually used to take it away. This is an Osmo Bazira Kaizamon. Let's see, he does have the Tiny Jins that will have to be changed. Also the Serengar that will have to be changed. So this deck will be impacted by the balance patch. The Osmo, the first Osmo, when I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, if I have 1 or more boosts, draw a card. And when play from reserve, the next card you play from hand can activate its reserve abilities. Another Osma, when I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, if I have 1 or more boosts, draw a card. And then the support ability, the next character you play this turn gains 1 boost. And finally, the Smoldering Djinn, when I leave the expedition zone, put the top card from your deck in your mana zone as an exhausted mana orb. And when play from reserve, if you have 6 or more mana orbs, target cards you in play or in reserve gains 2 boosts. That is to Beast. Let's go ahead and move on to the end game. To the end of game, sorry. Okay, probably going to get rid of the occludes. Keeps one occlude up. And the combo of the Tiny Jin and the... Yeah, Frozen Resupply in order to try to get those boosts up. And there we go with the Tyrant. Going to give the boost to the Jin and going to give the other boost on the other side. So a 2-1 is going to be blocked by the Paju right now. But still, Tobias moves ahead by 1 and ramps 1 as well. There we go. The occlude is going to be able to use right now. He doesn't, and the first play is going from 8 from his spam. That means that he'll be able to block it if he wants to. The frozen delivery, so just 1 in reserve. Most likely he doesn't want to block it right now. So just goes on for that boost on himself, not using Bazira right away. The Grems right now. Now he uses, gives 1 to the Bazira and gives another to him. So that's a 3-3. Oh no, he decides to go 4-2. The gamble plays off. So he is 3 expeditions ahead right now with the Grems threatening. And first play from Tobias, that means that he can actually, if he puts, yeah, he can actually do a big turn right now with the occlude, blocking both cards in reserve. There we go. And he has the option to go on water. So most likely going to block both cards. The hooked in order to move to the other side, still a good side to be on. Probably going to just hook it back. Yeah, going to hook it back in order to gain some card advantage. Not moving at all today. Going to be 4x. Oh, so he can use 1. Yeah. So it is 1 for 1. Still 3 expeditions ahead by Tobias. Card goes down. There we go. So going to get rid of that very same card. He just used in order to try to move forward at least 1 step. The Serengar, he decides he doesn't need the draw right now, and I kind of agree. Just pushes off with the... Before the occlude is juice, just pushes off with the... Just pushes off with the Dr. Frankenstein, the frozen delivery, in order to have 1 more card right there. But that is the problem. He can give 1 boost to the occlude, going to exhaust that other Grems, and with the last boost is going to block. He also, of course, he has 3 boosts. He can do a 1 for 1, but that means that he's going to overcharge his reserve by 2 cards. There we go. Probably going to get rid of the Grems. Well, yeah. Tobias has not placed any permanents down, so kind of the only way to go. Not a good hand from Tobias, but he's already 3 expeditions ahead, so I don't think that is that hurtful. Blocked right now. Going to use the 3. Going to give the 3 boosts and the draw. The Suha can be played on the other side right now. The frozen delivery with that hooked. So he's just going to give 3 more. Okay, so since you have the hook right there, let me just give another 3 to my Tiny Jin for good measure. Going to move forward and ramp. It was almost ensured that he was going to be able to move forward and ramp. So now Tobias is in a winning position. Now this is a good pool of cards for Tobias in order to win the game. Decides to get rid of the... Interesting. Gets rid of one of his cards right now. Discards right away the Vite. So I don't think he doesn't want to give his spam any chance of moving forward. Puts down so he can now use, he needs to use a Suha. No, and after you. There we go. So going to get rid right now of the... Yeah, going to get rid of the Dr. Frankenstein as well. Ramps down to 8. Gets rid of the Dr. Frankenstein. So he wants to use the Suha on the last side that he needs. He just uses the Suha on the other side, gains 2 boosts, and that is basically it. Gains 1 more boost just for good measure. And just like that, 2 Beasts takes the game from his spam. Another 1 for 1, but his spam was never able to fully recover from that initial advantage from 2 Beasts, and that's how he did it. So congratulations to him. That was a very good game. So that was table number 2. Sorry. Yeah, that was table number 2 on step 4. Next time we will see 2 Beasts against Chile, because Chile was able actually to take a game from Claudeus. So that was a very good game from him. Now let's go ahead and check the final 2 games out. That is number 49. Player 49 is all the way over here. Ideally, we just saw. So we're going to move forward to number 71. We didn't see him directly, but we saw a game of him. So Scipio 51 on the step 4. Let's hope that this was not an abandoned game. So this was Stentor against Scipio. It was expected from BCH Stentor to win. A 60% chance, and it was actually the expected outcome. Now let's go ahead and check their decks out, and then let's move on to the end game. Scipio 51, probably from Italy. No, both players from France. There we go. Let's go ahead and check his deck out. So this is a Coco boost. This is a Muna player, doesn't need to adapt his deck. Has the prerogative to change it, doesn't need to change it. The Kakoba, if you control 3 or more characters, target character in your other expedition gains 2 boosts, sorry. Up to 1 target character with hand cost 3 or less gains anchor. These are both when played from anywhere abilities. The second Kakoba, if you control 2 or more plants other than me, I gain 2 boosts. Target character other than me gains fleeting, anchored, or asleep. Also play from anywhere. The third Kakoba, play from anywhere. If you control 3 or more characters, up to 2 target characters gain 2 boosts, and up to 1 target card with hand cost 3 or less other than me gains anchored. Also play from anywhere. This is not a festival deck, so that means that he is anchoring because he wants to anchor, or to try to control the other player. Let's go ahead and check BCH Center. This is a Sigis 26-3. This is a Sigis. This is an Ordis, so the only thing that has been changed is Sigismar himself. We have the Sandman. When play from hand, you may pay 1. If you do, up to 1 target character gains a sleep, you may have it gain 2 boosts, and you may have it gain 2 boosts. When play from hand as well. If you control 4 more characters, up to 1 target character gains a sleep, so you can put 2 characters to sleep. This one is an endgame for sure. And an endgame beast at that. The Order Spy, when I leave the expedition zone, sabotage. If I have less than 8 mana orbs, draw a card that is played from anywhere. And the support ability, create an Orders recruit in target expedition. The Monolith Rune Scribe, if you control a token, draw a card that is when played from anywhere. And the support ability, the reserve ability, sorry, you may pay 1 if you do create an Orders soldier in your companion expedition. And the support ability, create an Orders recruit in your companion expedition. There we go. So let's go now to end of game. There we go. So first play for the Teja player. There we go. Burrowing Nush. Gains a boost, so it's now blocking. Draws because of the unique. Going to be able to do the double advance from CPO. Gains a double, starts the game on top with a double advance right there. Very good use of that Ogun. Probably going to be a token sacrifice. No, first going to play it on the companion side and then going to sacrifice it. No, not enough mana. The Noosh once again, blocking right now. Nothing else to do. Now he places on the other side, going to draw a card. He cannot, he doesn't have 3 more. Going to give the Noosh 1 more boost. Not sure why he didn't play the Talarian on the other side. He didn't actually have anything else to do. He could have played the Talarian as a scout. Do you have scout? Yeah, should have played it as a scout and then give it 2 more boosts with another boost with the Ogun. Don't know why he decided to play it a little bit different, but okay. Block, the Talarian is blocked right now. Uses the other Talarian. Now he uses it as a scout ability. Goes on the other side right now. Now the Talarian gains a boost. Ascends the expedition and gains 1 boost. So that means he's 1 from moving forward and just gives it another boost. Ascends the other expedition just for good measure and gives a boost right there. Blocked and double advance from Stentor. So that mistake is costing him 1 expedition. This would have been only 1 expedition ahead from Stentor, but that mistake is costing him possibly the match. That mistake will possibly cost him the match. We already know that who won the game, so that's why I'm saying it like that. The Talarian once again. Now he uses the Ogun, going to get that boost in order to be able to advancing. The Crier, the Aloe Vera. I don't know why, if you were going to play the Aloe Vera, why didn't you play it first? And just like that, it was only a single advance from Stentor. So I think right now that Scipio is making a few mistakes that are costing him the game. That's why he is 3 expeditions behind. If you're going to try and use the Aloe Vera, use it right away. That would have been a 3-3-5 Aloe Vera, threatening a lot, rather than a 2-2-4 that is threatening, but not that much. Goes on the other side in order to get the boost. Moving forward right now. The Sandman on the hero side and gives the Crier also the boost. Going to give the boost to the Spindle. The Crier right there. Going for the Requiem. Going to get rid, of course, of the Crier. So that means this time Scipio is moving forward. Going to be blocked on the companion side. So 1 for 1, but still Stentor 2 expeditions ahead. 3 expeditions ahead, sorry. And also in winning position. With lots of cards from Stentor's side versus Scipio that is just playing with what he has on hand. Scipio needs to put a card down because otherwise he will not have any chance whatsoever. Ascends on the hero side. This complicates things a bit, unless of course we get the powerful Corgi. The Corgi might be able to save the day today. Let's go ahead and watch. No, he can play. Okay, so he's going all out on the hero side to win on that side. And the Corgi is not going to get enough. He's going to get the boost right there, but it is not enough. It is a 7-8. And just like that, Stentor moves ahead. And like I said, those mistakes that cost him 2 expeditions behind, he could have at least been a little bit closer. But that's game. That is how Stentor did it. And now let's move on to the last match of the stream, guys. Number player 14. That is Kurokasa. Kurokasa on step 4 against Iyika. This was a completed game as well. So let's go ahead and have... it was expected for Kurosaka to win. Kurosuka to win with a 40% chance. That means that the odds were defied. Not by that much, but were defied nonetheless. Now let's go ahead and check the player's deck out and then move on to the game. So Kurokusa, I'm guessing he's from Japan. No, both are French players. So Kurosuka against Yika. I'm guessing it's just Yika. The rest is probably just accommodation. So let's go ahead and first check Kuro's deck out. This is cycle turn for the full tournament. So thank you very much for naming it the foil. The Machine in the Ice. When played from hand, sacrifice another robot of permanent. If you can't, send it to reserve. When a card goes from your hand or deck to reserve, create a Brusbuck token in target expedition. When played from reserve, if you control 2 or more landmarks, create a Brusbuck 2/2 token in each of your expeditions. Okay, so this is pretty aggressive, a very pretty aggressive Machine in the Ice. And only send from reserve if played from hand. So if you have something to sacrifice, you have nothing to fear right here. Then this is the Foundry. We have the Foundry Engineer. When played from hand, the next permanent you play this afternoon costs 2 less. Very good thing to have. When a card leaves your reserve during the afternoon, target card gains 1 boost. So she is a boost distributor. Also something very good. And finally, the Gian Assembly Overseer. When a card leaves your reserve during the afternoon, target card gains 1 boost. And so once again, this is a very good option for Trace. Yeah, this is a Trace deck for sure. And the support ability, you may activate the arrow abilities of target permanent you control. This will have to be adapted. It uses common Grems and common restocking station. So yeah, this deck will have to be adapted. Now let's go ahead and check Yika's deck out, the one that defied the odds. It's a Fen deck, just called Fen. Since this is a Lyra deck, he doesn't need to change it. He can choose to change it, but he's not forced to. The Lyra Skull, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, up to 1 target card with hand cost 3 or less on enemy gains anchored. This is when playing from anywhere. Also, the very same support ability. Can anchor a character. The Snowball Commando, you may exhaust target card in reserve when playing from hand. And the support ability gives anchored. And only 2 uniques. Yes, it looks like it's only 2 unique. So let's go ahead and go and check the game. Let's go to end of game. And there we go. Okay, so first play for Fen. Most likely going to use a commando. Yeah, just because of stats. Restocking station. Ilka's going to pass. Yan Assembly Overseer on the other side, most likely going to give a few more tokens to that restocking station. Now, actually, Yika can just play the. I don't think that that Kuso is going to sabotage, going to get another Lyra Inkcaster. So potential for double advance with the Inkcaster. Oh, gets rid. Okay, so he decides to get rid of the permanent right away. Going to get a token in. No more play from Kusa. Going to get an Inkcaster to move forward on one side. And no more play from Kusa either. So gets a Yika. Sorry, Yika goes, places himself 1 expedition ahead. Going to the other side. 5 mana each. First play from Yika, and Yika has the option to just. What are you going to put down? Okay, not that bad because you can use it with the magical training. The After You, ooh, not where you want to see that unique. The magical training. Now he's going to be able, okay, but only, okay, 2 cards can leave the reserve right now. Going on the other side, not going to risk it. A card leaves from reserve, that means that it can gain 1 boost, and that's all that he wrote. Probably going to discard a Yan, of course, to give 2 more tokens to the, no, going to get a resource, oh, right, because that means that he can get actually 1 more boost up. 1 more token up. Doesn't decide not to save his permanent. I can understand. His unique. I can understand the logic behind it. The air lid, really? decides to get out the airlit reef rather than the frozen delivery. I would have done it in a very different way, but okay. That is Kuro's deck. Goes there with the 4, gaining the final boost and gaining a token on each side. Being technically blocked right now, I'm going to use that one last boost for the and gets another token in because a card left the reserve. Anchored, no more play from Yika. Going to put a card down. The resupply, another token in. And I think with this, he's going to be able to move forward. Indeed, he can. And another token in. Of course, he is going to save right now the unique because it gives an astounding amount of tokens. Double advance from Kura. Gets back his Requiem. No sabotage right now, but he can get rid of the unique with the Requiem. Double resupply right there. Uses the Snowball Commando to slow down the unique. So he just goes on the other side. Being blocked right now, avoiding a Nancy for the very same 3. Going to get that up to 4. Not quite moving on yet. But he can use a Requiem in order to get rid of... Gets rid of the... what was this? Gets rid of the Inari. Cannot block on the other side. Going to get rid of both cards on the hero side. Going to return the Requiem. Cost 1... No, put a character to give Anchored. Going to save the Inari for another day. Is it in the target or in each of your expeditions when token on target expedition? Okay, so he can choose where he can put the token. Bringing it, Yika, bringing it back. We are now back at a stalemate. Frozen delivery as an after you. Most likely going to go for the Macfang. No, decides to go right away from the Anansi. Is saving his unique for the very last second that he can. Another restocking station right there. Going to get Requiem to get rid of the restocking station, most likely. Yeah, the restocking station with uses. The Chronicler and not going to use his unique. Going to anchor the Anansi once again. Goes up to 7. Is able to move forward. That means a 1-for-1. Ikuro is going to lose 2 cards from reserve. I don't know why he didn't just activate the restocking station charges. He decided to play it differently. I think that might cost him the game, actually. And let's see if he gets a resupply in. Gets a resupply in. That means that this Anansi is going to be a 6 as well. Probably going for the Anansi with a 6. Has the Requiem on hand. Frozen delivery once again. Yeah. He still needs those 3 mana left. Another restocking station. Going to exchange the tokens in order to draw, also to draw a card. Has the option of blocking right now, so he is going to use a unique because it is leaving the expedition zone. He's going to be able to put a token on each side, and he's going to use a Requiem just in the nick of time to get rid of that unique. If he would have done something else, he would have saved his unique. But he had no cards on hand. He would have had to do a resupply. And just like that, Yika is able to take the game. If Kuro would have played first the Haven, then he might have had a chance. But since he decided to go all out because he saw he only had 1 mana left, he was able to use the Requiem that he had on hand. And just like that, Yika was able to take the game because if I'm not mistaken, it was 6. So with this, the unique, it was 554. He was not quite there yet, but he could have used both Havens in order to boost up the unique, and he would have been able to win the game. Or at least have one more day with the restocking station, able to return the card on hand, return the card to the reserve. And I think he would have been able to use that unique on the next turn, pumping up those brass buttons. But in the end, he decided to pull the trigger a little bit early, and that is why Yika was able to take the game. And with that, guys, we're gonna leave our stream for today. That has been almost 2 hours of streaming today. I usually don't stream that much, but since last week it was a little bit chaotic week for me, there were lots of things to do. There were also the patch was applied, was not applied, was applied incorrectly. Today the patch has been fully applied, and I wanted to have the last matches with the previews all at once, and then let's move forward to what the patch brings on for next week. So with that, guys, that'll be all for me today. Thank you very much for being here. I see that some people came in, left the stream, so thank you very much for that, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the stream, and I hope to see you again. Remember that the VOD is on my YouTube channel in case you are watching on Twitch. Thank you, guys.